Confidence equals high performance, which equals success, which equals winning. You got to be confident. Hello and welcome. I'm Robert Anderson, and I'm going to describe to you today how to be more confident. So I want you to think of confidence as the roof on a house. Okay, so the confidence is the pinnacle. So what holds the confidence up? It's walls and a foundation. So we're going to talk about the four walls of confidence, what holds it up, and we're going to look at the foundation that is holding the walls up. Okay, so the first wall I want to talk about is fear. You've heard me talk about this before, but all the different fears are what holds confidence up. So confidence is the ability to trust yourself. So look that up in the dictionary. I'll keep repeating myself on that. It's the ability to trust yourself. How can you trust yourself if you have fears? How can you trust yourself to perform in sport when you've got a fear of failure, a fear of success, a fear of being judged, a fear of rejection? So you've got to look at the fears. Okay. The second one is the fuel. The second wall is the fuel behind the fears. What fuels the fear? And that's an important one. So it's not just the fear itself. A level of fear can be healthy. We've talked about that in another video. But the fuel behind the fears. So fuels can be worry, stress, anxiety, depression, all the factors of stress in your body are behind the fuel for fear. So if you've got that fuel on top of the fear, it's going to burn the house down. It's going to combust. It's going to burn down, and you're not going to be confident at all. You're not going to have any success after that. So you've got to work on the fears and the fuels. Simple as that. Next wall, third wall, is limiting beliefs. And it's quite simply something like, I'm not good enough. I'm not a good enough athlete. And you start comparing yourself to other athletes. They're better than me. They're more talented. They're more physical. They're more naturally gifted. This is the way I was born. This is the hand that fate dealt me. I'll have to live with it. So they're limiting beliefs. So how can you hold that confidence roof up with this wall if you've got a limiting belief? You can't trust yourself if you've got a limiting belief. You can't trust your actions, your habits. And if you can't trust yourself, how can your teammates trust you, your coach, the fans, the press, social media, sponsors? You know, sports, big business, and there needs to be a level of trust in you. And if you can't trust yourself because you haven't got solid walls, then why should anybody else trust you? And if you don't trust yourself, then your performance is going to suffer as well. So what impact is that going to have on your career? What's the impact is it going to have on your bottom line? What impact is it going to have on your family's lives, the quality of living, the standard of living, and your success, you know, and fulfillment as well, your self-worth? You know, what does that mean that you have to do instead of play at the level that you want to? You're going to play at a lower level, or are you going to leave altogether and do something else, a job that you hate? Okay. So let's look at another wall, and that's relationships. That's an important one as well. So it's a relationship with yourself, first of all. Relationships, again, with your coach, your teammates, your family. You know, it's not just all about when you're in sport, it's when you're out of sport as well, because that affects you. Sometimes that's where your mind is. And if you've got all these walls, if there's something wrong with all these walls as well, and you're not confident, that affects your focus. Your focus and attention isn't where it should be. So how can you succeed and perform and showcase your talents if you're focusing on the wrong things. And it's subconsciously, it's not consciously, you're trying to focus on what matters, but subconsciously there's things going on inside your mind, and it's pressing buttons, making you lose focus, distracting you, because they need the attention, they need to be worked on, and that's what they're trying to tell you. That's what they're signaling to your mind. Don't forget about us. Don't forget about these walls. Help us to help you hold that roof up. Okay, so it's like reverse engineering. Look at the roof and the walls, and then we're going to move on to the foundation in a moment. But think of those relationships again. And how do you improve relationships? It's communication. You've got to learn to communicate with your coach and your teammates, and help build that trust again. Help them to get that confidence in you as a performer as well. So you've got to work on those relationships as well. So you've got your roof, the confidence. You've got your first wall of fear that you've got to work on. You've got a wall of the fuel for the fear. You've got a wall for those limiting beliefs. And you've got a wall for the relationships. So let's talk about the foundation. Foundation comes from your self-worth. It comes from your experiences, probably as a child, were your needs met? Was it a loving environment? Were you did you have a happy childhood? Did you have happy experiences? Were you praised? Were you nurtured? Were you encouraged? Was it a positive environment as opposed to a negative one? So that all has to be looked at as well. So it's like reverse engineering from that roof down to that foundation, and then rebuilding. So get that foundation solid again. Then we look at the walls one by one and work on those. And then the rest falls into place. The roof falls into place. And from there, that's where success comes from. Doesn't let it weathers any storm. So that's how you be successful and get through the seasons of life, seasons of sport, and you'll be a success at the end. Okay, so if you love this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me, it supports me, and it encourages me to give you more good value and content. And please comment below. Tell me which wall you need to work on and why. Maybe we'll get another video going about that. So we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Anderson, and goodbye.